What's up, guys? It's Jackal, and we're here for more Final Fantasy Adventure, aka Secret of Mana Zero. And see, the last time I booted this up, it booted me up. Or no, maybe it booted me up here, and I'm dumb. I need to remember to save. This emulator does not close like my other ones do. And I don't want to be getting stuck here doing the same shit over again. So I'm going to have to basically redo all that shit I just finished doing last video. Which is really, really cool. It's so cool. We're also going to talk about our next episode of Bojack Horseman here. Season 1, Episode 7. Gonna try... Okay, so I can sleep here. Sweet. Continue my trend of trying to not make it a play-by-play of what happens and more of a discussion about it. I don't know, for me sometimes it feels kind of hard. It's for Mr. Lee. Yeah. Let me get my trusty mirror. Just kill the fucking guy. Ket's Tower, or whatever the fuck this is. Alright, sweet. Easy. Alright, let's go rescue Valk. There's that level up. God, I can't believe 2 different videos out of my, initial 5 are spent retreading old ground. Such a waste. Alright, let's get our fire spell here. Well, let's try to talk about Bojack a little sooner than I normally do. Usually I kind of save it for the end. Let's try to do it here at the beginning, so that way maybe I can do the fucking boss as well, so I at least get to finish fucking farther than I was when I started this video. That would be really cool. So, Season 1, Episode 7 was a very big Bojack and Princess Carolyn episode. And, you know, Bojack's on a fucking fucking alcohol bender now that Diane's engaged to Mr. Peanut Butter, so that's good. Bojack is very much approaching this in a very, very healthy manner. And at the beginning of the season, Princess Carolyn makes a remark about how she prides herself in being able to separate her work life and her private life. And this episode showed that, she kind of does and kind of doesn't. It's a little bit of both, honestly. And it's the kind of both where you don't know if she's better off for it. Because at the beginning of the show, she also makes a remark when she was very briefly shown to have actually been dating Bojack. She mentioned wanting to have kids. So there's that urge for her to have a family, which the character Vanessa Gecko, which for having an animal name is one of the first characters that actually doesn't okay, oh boy. Her name's Gecko, but she actually doesn't look like a gecko, which you know, usually those kinds of characters are the ones that are like, you know, their namesake. So this character is Vanessa Gecko, so you would expect it's a gecko. Because most times, you know, Bojack, Horseman. Like, there's always some kind of, like... There's always some kind of, identifier that would let you know, like, what the character would be by their name. I guess I didn't have to do that. I gotta level up. Well, that's cool. Alright, sweet. Continuing on. But, you know, it kind of sucks. So far in the beginning of the show here, Princess Carolyn's actually one of my favorite characters. Like, she's a real bad bitch. Like, she has, like, this little pep talk at the beginning where she's talking to Bojack, like, get your shit together. You ain't no bitch. You're Bojack Horseman. And at the end, she kind of has to give herself, like, the same kind of pep talk. But that's, like, the kind of character that she is. And it's actually really fucking cool. I really like her character. But she really, aside from what she says, she really can't separate her private life and her personal life. I mean, like, she dates Bojack. She dates one of her clients. Like, that is identifier number one of not, let me make sure there's nothing up here. Oh, wait, no, damn it. That's right. I know there was somewhere where I had to, like, go one way first, I think. No, let's not waste all my Mattox, even though I just got some extra ones. No, I don't want Piers. There we go. But, you clearly have, Princess Carolyn not able to balance her personal life and her, work life. Because, like I said, she's dating Bojack. And because he's kind of feeling desperate and kind of sorry for himself and needy, it's, I mean, judging by what Princess Carolyn has said, this is a pretty common thing, that anytime Bojack runs into some shit, he comes running to her. And she's clearly, like, a really, like, dependent character, or, like, dependable character is the way to put it. Because, like, it's not just that she's dependable. She wants to be depended upon. It's like she loves it. And the whole episode, Bojack is flirting with Princess Carolyn. You know, obviously coping with the fact that Diane is looking elsewhere. And she even has a moment where, you know, Bojack is, like, trying to flirt with her, and she's trying to kick him out of her office. And he's like, I'm gonna make you fall in love with me. And, you know, Princess Carolyn has this very, like, sassy kind of attitude. But there's a moment when she's kind of, you know, she breaks character for a split second. Because Bojack says, I'm gonna make you fall in love with me. And she, in a very sincere voice, after she boots him out of the room, just says, please don't. And I do think that, coupled with one of the things that she did when she was talking to Diane in the last episode, she's jealous. Full stop. Like, Bojack might be jealous of Mr. Peanut Butter, but Princess Carolyn is very, very much jealous of Diane. She even says so in the phone call that she makes to her, actually, in the last episode. When, she's like, you know, how is it that you got two different men to fall in love with you? And, you know, that coupled with her, with her want to have a family, as, like, you saw in the very first episode. Let's wait till this bar fills up here. Stretch my way across. Take the easy way. Yoink. There we go. And it's also made... They allude to it, and they don't spring this trap on you till the end. But they play around with the fact that, you know, regardless of what you may think of Princess Carolyn's age, she's getting up there in years. And it's very clearly implied that it might be getting a bit farther in years to where a family is starting to look out of the question a little bit. And with all of Bojack's flirting, he kind of gets to her. He gets under her skin in a romantic way and convinces her to go out to dinner with him. Because, you know, why not? I mean, like, Bojack tells her at some point, like, you know, why don't you choose, you could just, like, choose to be happy or something like that. And because of Bojack's flirting, she had been losing a lot of business opportunities this entire, I don't know what the time period of this episode is, but over the course of it, she was losing a lot of business opportunities. That Vanessa Gecko lady started kind of encroaching on her business. She actually tells Bojack, Princess Carolyn, that they can't date and work together. So Bojack fires her so that way they could quote-unquote be with each other. And throughout the entire episode, Bojack's shenanigans just kind of get Princess Carolyn not into trouble, but like it hampers her business life. Again, merging that balance that she says she prides herself in, but she really actually can't keep it. That separation between her personal and private life. And it really starts weighing on her. By the end of the episode, like I said, she caves into Bojack. There she is. Let's get out of here. I agree. Let's get the fuck out. By the end of the episode, she gives in to Bojack and decides to go out to dinner with him. And she goes to freshen up because they get the idea to go get like gelato, I think it was. Oh, damn it. They have the idea to go get gelato. So Princess Carolyn goes to freshen herself up. And Bojack gets a call from Herb. And this phone call fucking destroys our boy. Like, hardcore destroys him. Because even with what he had been talking to Diane about how, like, closure is like a made-up thing to sell movies and shit. Meanwhile, he's been looking for this closure with Herb since, you know, this guy, he used to work with him. It shows in flashbacks that the two of them, you know, they got their start together with each other in the business. So the fact that Herb calls him and is like, hey, you fucking piece of shit. I don't know if he calls him a piece of shit, but he's like, hey, did you ruin anybody else's lives recently? Like, he's very, very, like, antagonistic towards Bojack. And I mean, if the way that we've seen him be is any indicator, I have a feeling Herb may not exactly be wrong. I'm sure Bojack did something pretty fucked up to him. Because, I mean, I know it's this show, you're kind of supposed to root for Bojack, clearly, because, like, he's your guy. And he has a few moments of, like, sincerity. But he has a realization after Herb's phone call that he doesn't actually love Princess Carolyn, and he's just been coping with everything that's been going on. And, I mean, like, Princess Carolyn even tells him earlier in the episode, you know, you don't love me. She says that very specifically. Because she knows what he's doing and what, you know, his depression, you know, fueling his alcohol. Like, she knows, she's clearly seen him do this many times before. And she ended up letting herself fall for it. And, you know, I don't... See, the thing is I don't know if Bojack actually loves her or not. Like, I don't know if he's just saying that or he's just projecting what Princess Carolyn told him before, because Bojack does do a lot of projecting as to the things that people tell him, and he says those things like outward himself. So maybe he really sincerely feels that. I actually don't know. It is very hard to tell with this character. And but he says something along the lines of, we don't love each other. We're just two alone people trying to hate each other just a little bit less. And that's one of the moments that I was just talking about like those raw moments of sincerity that Bojack gives. Because he does realize what he was doing. And Princess Carolyn knows that she kind of got tricked into it. So, it's... Now, of course, Bojack frames it when she says, I knew this was going to happen. That, Bojack deflects and is like, oh, so we're just going to say this is all on you, right? Like, he lacks the self-awareness to really grasp, how equal the two of them were in that lane of decision-making. I think this is where the boss is, so we're going to pause a second. But the big thing that I got out of this episode is that, Princess Carolyn has this hard time balancing, and after Bojack just kind of calls off their little date night when they were going to go get gelato and shit, he calls it off, and next thing you hear is the pep speech that Princess Carolyn was giving Bojack, except she's giving it to herself now. And when she's giving it to herself, it starts showing her like exercising and working and giving her herself a monologue about how, you fell head over heels once, but you know what? You don't need that shit. And in the span of a few minutes now in the show, I don't know how much time takes place in between here, but in the interview, after that happens, she ends up putting her drive entirely into work, and all of the bullshit that Bojack did, gone. Snap of a finger. She basically puts Vanessa Gecko back down behind her in the totem pole with a couple, quick boss maneuvers of her own. And she basically gets everything back because there was like a company merger with her agency and, new boss trying to figure out who's going to get fired or promoted. So Bojack kind of was hindering this the whole episode, and she gets all that shit right back. And the real heartbreaker is at the end of the episode. Throughout the episode, she kept getting messages from her phone of, meeting with so-and-so, meeting with so-and-so. And at the very end of the episode, the reason why I don't know how much time has passed, because Princess Carolyn, the agency was going to drop Bojack, and there's no reason for her to do this. She had just broken up with him, kind of again for real, and she had kind of tried to blow him off when he called her. Not blow him off, but like the things that Bojack would be talking about. She's like, you know what? Nope, I don't care, and just hang. She just tried to like ditch him and leave him. But the moment the agency was going to let him go, she stuck her neck out for him, and basically became his agent all over again. And because, when they were disparaging Bojack, they were like, the best agent in this city couldn't get him a job. And she's like, the best agent did get him a job yesterday, referring to herself. Like, she's like, what the fuck? I get this dude jobs all the time. The fuck are you talking about? So she almost takes it. I think part of it is her attachment to Bojack, and the other part of it is her boss bitch attitude that, she fancies herself the best at what she does. And she ain't gonna let that shit just slip away. Like, and she's not gonna let it go that, somebody was like, well, the best person here couldn't get it done. And go figure, she got him a leading role. But some time must have passed because Bojack had been clearly on his way back from seeing Herb, and he didn't care. So I'm guessing the show is going to show me at some point what happened when the two of them met up. But he sounded destroyed. Like I said, he sounded destroyed when Herb You know, told him like how many lives you ruined, you know, how many lives have you ruined lately? And like when he was just like being real disparaging to Bojack, probably deservedly so. I said he was destroyed then, now he's really destroyed. So, you know, Princess Carolyn went to a guy who just broke her heart, pushed that aside, and got him a job, and he just was really ungrateful about it. And it's where the episode really hits you with like the gut puncher. And her phone goes off again, and it says happy birthday, and that she's 40 years old. Now, 40 years old isn't really that old, especially, you know, nowadays. But it really shows that her workaholicness, like as much as she says she balances her private and personal life, it's almost like everything is her, or like her work life and private life. But it's like everything is her work life. Like even her relationships are her work life. I don't think she actually distinguishes between the two, really. And it's hard because when you see her put all of her effort into her work, she gets things done and it fucking goes smooth. But she's never able to turn off the agent mode. She just can never get rid of it. It's just always on. And I mean, it makes sense why Vanessa Gecko was like making remarks of like, you know, with her having kids, like, oh, you don't have kids? Oh, that's fine. You're still... Anyway. And she just continues on, like, clearly, like, making a joke that she's old. And it really shows that Princess Carolyn's lonely. Now, I don't think it's the whole, like, trad mentality of, you know, a woman's place is at the home. This is what a woman gets for being in the business world. I think this is what anyone gets. If you are that much of a workaholic, if you do have like family dreams outside of your work, you have to have a handle on that balance. If not, one of them is always going to suffer. One of them is always going to. And if you're a workaholic like Princess Carolyn is, it's not going to be your private life. And it's just it was a real gut puncher for a character that like you really fucking like in a very short period of time. Because I mean, like, it's not like Bojack's really fucking likable. And then you got PC, who's like pretty fucking dope, honestly, as a not just as an agent, but as a fucking girlfriend. Like, she very clearly cares about Bojack. And you know, I hope the best for her. I hope she's able to find something. It's probably dope. It's probably not going to be Bojack. If we're being serious, it is probably not going to be Bojack that's going to make her happy. But I hope something does. Because that's hard to watch, man. Like, a character who, like, you know, all she seems to want is to find somebody that, you know, she can have a kid with. Like, she said so in the very first episode. She wants to have a family. She clearly doesn't want to not have a job. Like, she clearly wants to have her job. But, you know, there's got to be a balance that you strike, and she's not really hitting it. She says she can separate her work life and her private life. And we're back where we were, and let's beat this guy, and then we can finish the episode. Oh yeah, it's the fucking bat from fucking Secret of Mana. Yeah, treat my wounds. I need it. Okay, that did not give me nearly enough. Alright, dodge the bats first, then swing. Dodge the bats first. Alright. God damn, this boss track is so good. Oh no, oh no, oh no, ow. Nice, except for that. That part hurt. Defeated vampire. Received the magic book of sleep. Learned sleep. Are you alright, Valk? Yeah. Oh wait, no, Wendell is to the south. That's where I'm going. That's not where I was. I don't remember what the other village was then that I said I was going to go to in the last video. Do I have any more ethers? Nope. But yeah, no. Oh shit. Flip it. There we go. Screen back. But no, it was a very good episode. It was actually a very sad episode. Because like I said, you know, you really root for Princess Carolyn in these early episodes here. And, you know, to see her kind of get her heart broken by Bojack, and then immediately after it's, you know, it shows like how alone she feels. She has an assistant that, you know, her assistant asks her like, hey, is there anything else you want before I go? And, you know, Princess Carolyn says, no, I'm good. Go ahead and go home. And her assistant asks her, is there anything else that you want? And she's like, or no, she asks her, are you gonna head out soon? And Princess Carolyn says, no, where's there for me to go? And that's when her phone rings and it says, happy 40th birthday. And like I said, it's a rough one, man. You see a character that, you know, she seems so strong and so tough, and she gets all the shit that she needs done, but there's a big part of her that, like, wants something else as well, and can't get it. And, you know, it's not like it's her fault, but, like, you know, it sucks that, you know, she falls in love with a fucking piece of shit character like Bojack Horseman. Like, that's the great tragedy, is that, you know, she's a real loving character and seems real dope, but ultimately, when it comes to her love life, who does she fall in love with? A fucking narcissist, like a motherfucker. And here we go. I think this is Wendell. Yup. Wendell, the Sacred Town. But the show is great. It's definitely been an enjoyable watch so far. I can't wait to watch the next episode in a few days. But this time we're not going to fuck it up, and we are going to save and not have to redo anything. I'm not going to redo anything ever again. I'm not going to play around with this. I don't know if it's just this Game Boy emulator doesn't leave a game on like the other emulators I have do, but you know what? It's what I get for using an emulator. That's my fault. It's what I deserve. But it's been fun. I got to beat a boss this time. I got to hear that sweet ass boss music. Now we're in Wendell, and we're gonna see. I don't even remember why I'm at Wendell anymore. Inquire something mana tree something. But we'll get on to what that something is next time. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.